Welcome in to a special episode of my Dynasty Fantasy Football YouTube. Today, it's a different kind of episode, talking about my Patreon, what I'm offering, why you should join. But first, as always, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Let's go. So, I found it's great to talk about I'm offering this or I'm offering that, the 50% discount or whatever. And I am going to go through that. But sometimes I feel like I fall short on talking about why my Patreon is different from others, why it's different from the free content out there, why it's worth signing up for, or even why it's different from my YouTube content. And I think the main thing that is different is that on the Patreon, I'm teaching you how to play Dynasty and interacting and helping you learn on a daily basis. You're not getting that from my YouTube videos. From the YouTube videos, you're getting some player takes, you're getting my opinions about players, but I'm not really talking about strategy. And there's, the old saying of, teach a man to fish, you get a lot more than just giving him fish, right? But at the end of the day, I find that I'm able to get a lot more out there on the Patreon than I can get on the YouTube videos. And look, I love Dynasty. I launched the Patreon years ago. I'm doing it for years. It's not new. And I love doing it. Like, I love interacting with people. I'm a very extroverted person. You might not think that from the way I interact online, but I'm a very extroverted person. And I can't do it on free platforms anymore. There's a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is just that it's too disparate now. There's no real way to do that. I've centralized a lot of my thoughts, my strategies, and things like that in the Patreon Discord. And I promise that you'll get something out of it. You'll learn something. You'll learn, why do I want to build around youth? Why do I want to trade a lot of running backs away at a high value? Why do I want to trade for rookie picks in advance and then sell them during the rookie draft for a profit? Why do those strategies work? Why have I consistently been suggesting, doing things that way? Why don't I like drafting older players in a startup? Those things don't hit in the YouTube algorithm. I've tried. They just don't. But on the Patreon, I can do whatever I want. There's no algorithm. It's just whatever helps people the most. And again, I'm there every day. There is no other Patreon like mine. There isn't. Many people have tried. They've tried. And I don't say this to, toot my own horn or whatever. Many people have tried to build a Patreon on Dynasty advice, and they can't do it because they can't keep up and be interactive and fresh and teach every day. They can't do it. They don't have the energy to do it. They don't have the ability to do it. It is difficult. There's a reason why there aren't 20 Patreons like it. Most Patreons are delivering some sort of charting. They're delivering some sort of trade calculator, something mechanical. You can get those things for free. You cannot get interaction with a real person, especially in our AI world, a real person, one-on-one interaction, real, genuine, consistent interaction. You cannot get that for free. You can't. It doesn't exist. You can get interaction with Grok for free. I mean, if that interests you, go for it. But you can't get what I'm offering for free anymore. It doesn't exist. So I don't know if this is helping, but I work my ass off on there. And that's my focus. That's where I'm putting 80% of my time is on the Patreon. It's not here. Because at the end of the day, That's really what I'm passionate about, is interacting with people, teaching people Dynasty, talking about Dynasty with people, not talking to a camera like this. When, you know, I'm just talking. It's not the same. It's not the same as the direct one-on-one interactions. So I promise if you sign up, you'll learn something. I do the regular Patreon promos in every video, and I'm not going to stop doing that. And I'm not going to stop talking about it because I believe in it. And I love what I'm doing on the Patreon. And I think you'll see that. I think if you sign up, you'll see that. I think it's something that you'll see. And I hope that you sign up, especially in season. In season, I'm even more active on the Patreon than out of season. And in season is coming up. Now, with that said, I hope this gave you some more of an insight into why the Patreon is better than anything else I have to offer. But I'm going to get into now the more technical stuff. So the technical stuff. What is the Patreon? I say it on every video, but basically there's three main parts: the rankings, the Discord, and direct message fantasy advice. And lately I've added some write-ups and Patreon-only video content, but the main things: rankings, Discord, direct message advice. The rankings. They're available at all tiers. They include Dynasty, redraft ranks right now, and then I do weekly starts it in season. We know what rankings are. I'm not going to spend more time talking you through the rankings, but they're there. That is something I do. I'm passionate about. I update them very often. They exist, and they're a part of Patreon. The next part, the Discord. The Discord is available starting at the $8 per month tier, but the Discord is, I would say, the main product of the Patreon. It used to be the DMs. I think the Discord is now the main product, and the DMs are a premium product. So Discord is the main thing that I'm focusing on, the number one product. It's my version of community and teaching. So what am I doing in the Discord? I'm answering all the questions in the Discord. We're not doing that on Twitter anymore. On Twitter, I do a thread maybe once a week. I answer a few questions. In Discord, I'm answering all the questions all the time. So there's a big difference. Now, I try to focus on giving you more than just the answer. We talk about why. Oftentimes people ask me, why would you do this trade? Why would you start this player? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? Why are you in on this player? Why are you out? So on and so forth. There's a lot of room for reasoning in the Discord. I don't have character limits. I don't have an algorithm. I just say what I think is most helpful. So the Discord is what I would say is probably the thing I spend the most time on of the Patreon. And then there's the direct message advice. This is what launched the Patreon. But I do understand that it's expensive. It's available at the tiers starting at $12 a month and up. I understand that that's expensive. So it's not going to be for everybody. But what it is this is, I think, the most self-explanatory. We will go over your team. I have options for 1, 2, 3, or unlimited teams. Now, it's important to know what this is and what this isn't. What this is not is you send me your team, we review it one time, that's it. Not what this is. What it is a building relationship. Again, the focus on teaching how to make you a better Dynasty manager overall. I'm hoping that if you sign up for one team of direct message fantasy advice, that you get more out of it than just help for that one team. The things that I'm talking about with you about that one team may help you manage all of your teams. You'll become a better Dynasty manager overall. It's a building relationship over time. We go over potential trades. We do a lot of trade workshopping, a lot of trade evaluation. And then, of course, I'll help walk you through rookie drafts, startup drafts, or redraft leagues as well, waivers, roster management, and stuff like that. So everything that you would expect. You can ask me anything. I'm pretty loose on that type of stuff. It's really just helping you become a better Dynasty player with a focus on the specific number of teams or unlimited teams that you've signed up for. Now, The write-ups and articles, they're the same thing. It just, you can call it write-ups, you can call it articles, blogging, whatever you want to call it. These are available for everybody. I do some written content on the Patreon. I used to do articles for DLF, as I think some of you know, but at this point, it's been a while, so maybe people don't know that I used to be a writer. That was how I got my start as a fantasy football content creator. And I believe that writing is a dead medium, as in there is nothing to do with writing cannot be the product anymore. Okay, like there's no market for that. However, writing can be rolled into another product. So it's not the main product on the Patreon, but it is a part of what I'm doing. Again, these are more informal articles. I did some rookie ones, and now I'm doing a team preview for every NFL team, how I expect 2025 to play out. So it's more there to spark some thinking, spark some discussion, spark stuff like that, if that makes sense. It's there to be interacted with rather than to be a very large article. It'll take you 2 minutes to read. So I'm not putting a book in front of you. I'm not interested in that. It's just something very short, so you can kind of see, okay, Tyler thinks, the last one was about Cowboys. Tyler thinks this about Dak Prescott, this about George Pickens, this about CeeDee Lamb. Very simple. Not meant to be hard, but it's meant to, give you a window into what my thoughts are on whatever I'm writing about at that time. And then lastly, or not lastly, but I guess one other thing, the Patreon only videos. So I'm going to talk about this with the YouTube because I get this feedback a lot. There has been a demand, and there's sometimes this demand for more video topics, more video content, specifically different types of videos. I will tell you now, that is not happening on the YouTube channel. It's not going to happen. I am not going to change the YouTube content. There are not going to be additional video types. There's not going to be Dynasty strategy videos on the YouTube. There's not going to be a YouTube video of me reviewing Dynasty trades. It's not happening. It's not coming. I'm willing to do those content pieces, but those will only be on the Patreon. On the YouTube, I'm going to stick to the videos that I know work. The ones that I know work in the algorithm, the ones that I know will succeed. Any other content, from Dynasty trade strategy to rebuilding strategy to roster breakdowns, those will all only be on the Patreon. So I get this comment. I got one recently. Any version of why don't you do X video on the YouTube? The answer is no. I'm not doing it. I'm only going to do that on the Patreon. Redraft and start set content, the same thing. If I do any of it, it'll only be on the Patreon. It's not going to be on the YouTube. There's a library of Patreon-only videos you can watch right now, not to mention new ones coming out. So I hope that provides a little bit of extra value for those signing up for the Patreon. And then lastly, redraft content. As you know, kind of mentioned this already, but the YouTube channel is a Dynasty channel. I'm best known for that. I do also do redraft and start sit content. I'll talk about start sit as we get closer to the season. Right now, we're starting peak redraft season. I'll be there to help with redraft drafts, redraft ranks. I have those. And covering redraft, over this redraft period of time. I cover it. I cover it. We talk about it. I'm there to discuss it. But it won't be covered on the channel. And it's not going to be covered on Twitter either. I'm not going to talk about start sit. Maybe I'll do a start sit thread on Twitter here and there. Redraft, no. Redraft, I'm only going to cover on the Patreon. That will be for premium subscribers only. I'm not going to cover redraft on the channel. I'm not going to cover redraft on Twitter. Only for patrons if you want my redraft content, because I'm not known for that. I've never really done free redraft content, and I'm not planning on starting to do that now. So if you're interested in my redraft takes, that's for patrons only. Now, of course, I offer a 50% discount off your first month. And there's also a yearly discount program. It's been incredibly successful. It's been better than anything I could do. And I want to thank all my YouTube viewers who've taken me up on the offer. I only advertise the 50% discount code through YouTube. I have not put it on Twitter or Blue Sky or any other platform. So you have to be here to get it. Of course, if somehow you don't know, even though I talk about it on every video, I'm offering a 50% discount off your first month at all tiers using the code TylerYT50. you use that code at checkout, you'll get a 50% discount off your first month at whatever tier you choose. That applies only to the first month. And I'm going to leave this offer up forever. Occasionally, I do other offers, but I'm not planning on doing another one. I'm planning on sticking with the 50% for the rest of the year. I did, a special offer during the draft, but it's only for your first month. So it's a great time to sign up. Anytime is a great time to sign up. And again, I will say I'm probably going to raise the price on September 1st because in season is just more work. I think it's more valuable. I'm probably going to raise the price for new patrons only. So if you want to get the off-season price, I would suggest signing up before September 1st. So in the next month or so. But I'm really ramping up now. So I would love to see more people sign up. Now, if you want a yearly plan, there'll be a 25% discount off all 12 months. This is a built-in Patreon feature. It's permanent. You can always switch from monthly to yearly after you sign up. So what a lot of people do is they sign up for the first month, they get 50% off, and then they sign up they go switch to a year and then get 25% off the whole year. That's one thing you can do if you want to try it first for a month. And then if you like it, do the yearly membership for 25% off every month after that. I'm not going to change this. I want to reward people who stay year round. At the end of the day, I do year round content. So I want to reward people who are year round patrons. And I think 25% off is pretty good because I think there's about 3 quiet months out as well in the Dynasty content sphere. So if you sign up for a yearly plan, I'm giving you those months for free. Now, I'm going to spend less time on this than I've spent on previous videos. I used to talk about this a lot on the Patreon promos, why signing up for the Patreon matters. I'm just going to go through a couple of bullet points. At the end of the day, it's all about revenue. People talk about, well, focus on the YouTube, focus on Twitter. Twitter doesn't bring in revenue. You got to stop saying this. Elon Musk, if I'm lucky, will send me a $15 check for a month of interactions. Twitter is not a revenue thing. So people need to stop saying that. That doesn't exist. YouTube revenue, okay, that does exist. It's not zero, but over 95% of the revenue that I make comes from the Patreon. And then 3% comes from Buy Me a Coffee and the Venmo page. And 2% comes from YouTube ad revenue. Very little. So I would have to change my focus entirely and focus on the YouTube completely. And then maybe, to be blunt, I'd have to have 10 times the views that I have now. I'm not sure I can do that. I'm not sure I have the ability to do that. And to be honest, I like doing YouTube. I'm not going to say I don't like it. I don't like doing Twitter. I'll admit that openly. I don't like doing Twitter. I find Twitter to be a marketing chore. I don't like it. YouTube, I do like it. Do I have a passion for editing, for SEO, for YouTube marketing? No, I don't. I don't have a passion for those things. I don't enjoy those things. Do I want to spend most of my time on those things to build the YouTube channel up? Not really. I want to spend my time creating fantasy content. So if you like my content, I would appreciate signing up for the Patreon. I will be blunt. I am burning out on the YouTube. I have found that it has been a tough ride lately. I find them doing a lot of videos, but a lot of the videos, they are being watched, and I do really appreciate that. I'm not saying I don't. I appreciate that. But they're not bringing in even YouTube subscribers, let alone new patrons. And it's hard. It's hard because I just feel like I'm undercutting myself. I feel like I'm undercutting myself by offering so much free content. And it's a tough position. If I don't offer the free content, I'm not going to bring people in. If I offer too much of it, people are going to say, why sign up for the Patreon? So that's the position I find myself in a lot of the time. And it's a tough balance to strike. But what matters is signing up for the Patreon. That's what matters. That's the only thing that really matters. Nothing else. And that's just the reality of how independent fantasy football content works now. There are maybe 5 or 10 successful, monetarily wise, independent fantasy football creators where it's based on like free content that are not corporate backed. So if you're going to basically, unless you're one of those 5 or 10, and I'm not, I'll tell you that, you're not going to be successful without monetary independent donations. It's not something like Patreon. You're not going to be successful this other way by just putting out free content and mining the ad revenue on that. 5 to 10 people do that. You're much more likely to be successful, with a Patreon backed kind of system. So it is what it is. That's the reality of the space right now. But that's enough about that. So if you like the video, you're here listening to me talk 21 minutes about myself. I mean, I appreciate anyone who is willing to do that. But if you're interested in my other content, support the channel by subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you can be notified about my content as it drops. I do typically stick to the regular schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday drops 4 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes there are changes, occasionally, but typically I stick to that recording schedule. Of course, if you want my best fantasy football advice, it's available on the Patreon, like I've talked about on this video. Click on the link in the top right corner, patreon.com/fantasyadvice. Use the code TylerYT50 for 50% off. And again, every sign up helps support my independent content and helps keep it exist. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all